Hey guys, it's Greg Luther. As you can probably see from the background here, I'm at a gravesite, and this may be one of the most important videos you'll ever watch. Many of you know I've become very successful in real estate, but I got to tell you, it wasn't always that way. Today, I'm with one of the greatest mentors that ever existed to real estate agents, to salespeople, to people as a whole. So I'm in Dallas, Texas today, a long way from home in Columbus, Ohio. But I'm in Dallas, Texas today, and stopped by to visit, frankly, one of the greatest people that I've ever met in my life. I'm sure you'll know who it is as well. I apologize, we probably got a lot of wind going on. It's a little cool here today. You probably hear some of the wind, so I'll try and muffle it as much as possible. But, you know, the fact is that we all meet people in our life from time to time that make a tremendous difference for us. And this person has made a tremendous difference for not only me, but thousands of other people as well. That person, I'm not trying to hold out for you, I just want to kind of set the stage a little bit. That person that made a drastic turnaround for me, as well as thousands of others, is one of the greatest sales trainers and motivational speakers that ever existed, and that's Zig Ziglar. I'm actually at his gravesite now. I don't know how well you can see. This is Zig and his wife, and it may not be coming in very well. I'll show it again here in a second. But Zig has made a tremendous impact in a lot of people's lives. And many of you may not know, while everything looks good right now, I went through some struggling times in my life. When I first got licensed as a real estate agent, I lost my home to foreclosure, had my car repossessed, lost my spouse as well to divorce. And all of it was coming from financial struggles. And when I met with Zig, he gave me the direction and the motivation I needed to have a tremendous turnaround in my business and in my personal life. You know, I think that when you're able to help somebody get through a tough time and truly change the outcome of their life, you've left a legacy. And I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. So right here at this gravestone with Zig, he had more private jets fly into the Dallas airport for his funeral than any airport has ever experienced in the history of ever. Now, he teaches small business owners. So to think about the fact that startup businesses and small business owners have become so successful that they own their own private jet, and then more importantly, they're willing to stop their businesses to come to this mentor's funeral, that absolutely says something. They physically could not park any more jets at the Dallas or Fort Worth airport for everybody coming to Zig Ziglar's funeral. So he's touched a lot of people, and you know, he told me a lot about that you're looking at sales the wrong way. Salespeople are actually honorable. They're ethical. You have to focus on what the client wants. So as an example, one of his famous statements, if you help enough people to get what they want out of life, you get what you want in return. Stop focusing on what you want. Focus on what the prospect wants, and you'll ultimately get what you want in return. That made a drastic difference for me as a real estate agent. So, you know, when I think about a lot of the stories that Zig had, Zig as well as his wife Jean, who just passed away a couple of years ago. I don't know if you guys can see this here. I'll see if I can give you a better view. But this is Zig on this side, and then over here was who he affectionately called the redhead. I don't know if you can see that or not. You can see the shadow from me trying to work this camera here. I'm not a professional videographer, but he always called her the decided redhead. And for what he's done for people and the success that he's created for so many, I felt that I should pay him my dues and pay him my respect and all that he's done for me as well as others. You know, I recall, for those of you that saw Zig speak, he used to carry that well pump on stage, and he'd say, it's so hard to get your business going, and you're pumping like crazy, and you're pumping like crazy, and you're pumping like crazy. But as soon as you get that water flowing, now it's just working for you. You just stay after it, and you just you get the momentum going you need in sales. I'm sure it's a little too windy for you here, but you know, I mean, he's taught a lot about what it takes to pay it forward and help other people and truly live a legacy. So when I became successful as a real estate agent, I actually thought of Zig and I said, you know, I've got to do what he's done. I need to leave a legacy. I need to touch, even if it's only a couple hundred or a couple thousand people, I need to touch enough lives that I can make a substantial difference for them. And this gentleman right here is the one that made that happen for me, and ultimately helping it to happen for so many others as I pay it forward. But I would encourage you today, you know, as I sit here with Zig, I would encourage you to leave a legacy. Do what you can. I don't care if it's 3 or 4 people. Do what you can to help people out, to make their life easier, to give them advice, and help them as much as possible in living the life of their dreams. And, you know, the thing I love most about Zig is how ethical, how honorable, how real and authentic he was, how much he loved his wife and affectionately called her the decided redhead. He said she was a very decided redhead. She just woke up one day and decided she was going to be a redhead. But Zig has made a substantial impact in everybody's life. If you were around back then, if you were in sales, and he totally turned my life around. My sole purpose now that I've become successful, my sole purpose is to help as many people as I can, maybe make a little bit of an impact. And, you know, I mean, looking at, believe it or not, Zig died in 2012. I actually had to look at his grave here to see. I mean, he died in 2012. I don't know if you can see that. His real name was Hillary, by the way. His first name was Hillary, and he went by Zig Ziglar. But I can't believe it's been that long, 7-8 years ago that he passed away. And again, his wife just passed away in 2018. But, you know, I think of him often, and I think that you're going to find there's mentors you'll meet in your life. You know, he's number 2 in my life. He's the number 2 mentor that I've ever had of my top 5. And, you know, again, I just want to kind of bring a message to you. I don't have anything for sale. I don't have anything to sell you. I don't have a website to send you to. That's not my purpose here today. My purpose is for you to think about what your bigger purpose is, what you want to do in life, and how you want to become successful. You know, it amazes me. I mean, he's helped so many people, made millions of dollars. His business is still worth lots of money. And here he is, regular headstone, just like everybody else in this cemetery. Nothing special. I will say this. I've got a compliment. I've been to a lot of cemeteries in my life. You probably ought to Google where Zig is buried and look at the entrance of this place. Oh my gosh, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It's worth a little Google search to see. I believe it's called the Ridgeview Memorial. But you can just Google where Zig is laid to rest. So anyway, Zig Ziglar, as I sit here with him today, he is resting in peace, and I got to tell you, he's got an awful lot of fans even today. He's turned a lot of people's lives around. My goal, I'll never do anywhere near what he did in touching that many people, but I'm certainly going to do my best. You know, as I record this today, I'm 42 years old. I got a lot of life left in me. Heck, he did it till he was in his 80s. So I can certainly touch a lot of people moving forward, but Zig and a couple of other mentors that I've had over the years made a tremendous difference for me. I'm trying to do the best I can, but my hope for you today as you think about how can you leave a legacy? How can you do exactly the same thing? And even if it's a half a dozen people, you can shed some light on the world. You can make their life a lot better. So with that said, I'll try and show it here again. I know we've got shadows and that type of thing, so you can get a little look at it. I don't think my camera will let me turn around the view, but I'll show one of the greatest men I ever met. I'll show you his headstone here again, and my encouragement for you, you go out there and you do something big for yourself. So hopefully you'll be able to see this here. Go out and do something big for yourself today. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video, and listen, we've got a lot more information for you to help you with growing your real estate business. We load new videos nearly every day, and I want you to have access. So you got to do two important things. It's both totally free. Number one, I want you to subscribe to this channel. You'll see the little subscribe button for you to click. If you don't have an account with YouTube, set it up. It's totally free. You got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important factor, you got to ring the bell. Right next to that subscribe button, you'll see a little bell to turn on notifications. That will let you know every time I load a new money-making video to help you with growing your real estate business. Subscribe and make sure you ring the bell. We'll see you in the next video.